Polk County's number one priority continues to be public safety, to include fire rescue, law enforcement, detention, emergency management, and those related services. That commitment encompasses improved staffing, equipment, apparatus, technology, and facilities. Keeping our citizens and visitors safe and having the ability to respond quickly with qualified emergency staff is what continues to make Polk a leader across the entire country. This commitment is reflected in how those men and women train, where those men and women train, and when those men and women train. As we plan and construct new law enforcement training facilities, district command centers, fire rescue headquarters, court services inmate Sallyport facilities, a state-of-the-art fire rescue training complex, a major expansion to the Polk Medical Examiner's facility, and as we begin the planning process for a major jail expansion, and the creation of the 10th Judicial Circuit's Court Annex facility, and the continued planning of the North Lakeland Courthouse complex, the board's commitment to public safety has never been stronger or more evident. You know, when our citizens need us the most is when they're often at their worst. During Hurricane Milton, Polk County teams all responded with the dedication to their jobs that they're known for, and frankly, what I think our citizens have come to expect. From our roads and drainage division to our utilities division to all of those first responders, our employees responded to those calls when needed. From pre-storm preparations to surveying the damage and starting the recovery process, our dedicated employees were out as soon as it was safe to be on those roads. We kept residents and visitors alike informed before, during, and after the storm. Polk was indeed that source of information by which many folks relied upon. You know, Polk County learned something from each storm event, including Hurricane Milton. One such area was the need for an emergency operations warehouse as a central facility to house related supplies assembled prior to storm events. I'm proud to say that that facility is now nearing construction completion. You know, it's hard to believe that the county's Emergency Operations Center is 15 years old. Given the essential functions that occur in that building during what now seems to be more frequent and intense storm events, Polk is seeking state and federal funding for the needed building expansion in order to serve both pre- and post-storm assignments and all related recovery events. As difficult as some storms can be, especially if it affects us on a personal level, I believe that Polk County grows stronger together as a community as we do indeed manage through these impactful events. Depending on one's perspective, Polk County continues to experience the positive economic impacts of the explosive growth across this county, especially within the municipal, urban, and suburban core areas. Whether some metrics you want to tout or you want to shun, Polk County nonetheless was the fastest growing county in the country in FY 23-24. Polk County was the third fastest growing MSA in the nation in FY 23-24 and was touted as the 9th best county in the country for talent attraction in FY 23-24. Polk's manufacturing sector alone has seen just over 6% growth in its GDP over the past 10 years and approximately 18% growth in the number of manufacturing companies arriving in Polk County over these past 5 years. Job creation and investment reflects over $840 million in capital investments during calendar year 23-24, creating over 1,000 new jobs and approximately 2.5 million square feet of new facility in infrastructure, while also adding about $64 million in added new annual payroll. Polk County hasn't lost sight of what Avelo, Brightline high-speed rail, or commuter sunrail might mean to the future economic development initiatives across Polk County. While Avelo continues to find balance with optimal routes, and staff continues dialogue with Brightline regarding the timing and location of a future stop in Polk County, the Polk TPO and FDOT ongoing commuter sunrail studies specific to the Poinciana, Haines City, and Lake Alfred potential station locations, all those efforts point to positive signs towards transportation options with a lot of optimism well into the future. Probably Polk's biggest challenge is addressing our infrastructure needs across all spectrums. In the transportation arena, road construction projects are the single highest capital expense within Polk County's annual budget. Polk continues to chip away at our roadway capacity projects, having recently completed the Lake Wilson Road widening project. We're now nearing completion of both the West Pipkin Road widening project and the Phase 1 Powerline Extension Road project. Projects moving forward in the construction bidding phase include County Road 557 Road Widening Project, the Thompson Nursery Road Realign Extension Project, and the North Ridge Trail Extension Project. Programming efforts for the Kathleen Road Extension, the Grandview I-4 flyover, and the FDC Grove Road, North Ridge Trail, and I-4 flyover projects all continue through various engineering phases. While incremental progress is being made toward Polk's transportation capacity needs, there is much work to be done. The unfunded roadway capacity project list includes about 25 projects and is estimated between $1.8 and $2 billion. I suspect that the greater Polk community will likely have opinions about how best to develop a sustainable and executable strategy to address these large unfunded deficits. Meanwhile, the Florida Department of Transportation continues to make progress with the Moving I-4 Forward project within Polk County, as does the Florida Turnpike Enterprise in making tangible progress on elements of the Central Polk Parkway southern components. Utility expansion to meet growth demands, increasing regulatory compliance, and sustainable consumption, I believe, are on target. The Polk County Utilities Division, along with the Polk Regional Water Cooperative and partnering municipalities, have a host of projects under construction or in the planning phases that will address long-term service delivery elements of both wastewater capacity, sustainable potable water supplies, and the beneficial reuse of reclaimed water. Another great example of what I think are those elements that are getting done in Polk County today, driven by a cooperative attitude centered around a focused mission. A lesser known or talked about asset within Polk County is the North Central landfill. Without that asset, the management of solid waste services within Polk County would be very different and substantially more costly to residents, businesses, and municipalities. With 100 years of service life still remaining, it is now and will continue to be an extremely valuable asset in how waste is managed within Polk County. Aside from the routine waste optimization, placement, and compaction, two of the more innovative and sustainable environmental management projects recently completed at this site includes the Leachate Wetland Treatment System and the Landfill Gas Recovery Program. Both are major projects with long-term sustainable environmental benefits. This innovative facility, designed in cooperation with the University of Florida's College of Engineering, mimics natural wetlands, taking the leachate through several filtering ponds until it ends up in a zero-discharge industrial wastewater pond. This process brings the water to acceptable quality levels for subsequent discharge to an open water body. Currently, Polk County spends about $2.5 million a year to truck leachate to a wastewater treatment plant. This just not only costs the county money, but it also means more carbon emissions from the trucks that deliver that material. Treating leachate at the landfill through these treatment ponds not only helps the environment, it's just also a way to save big money. Active and passive recreation across Polk County takes on many different shapes. Through a host of partnerships, the active recreational venues across Polk County have never been more abundant. The Lake Myrtle Sports Complex continues to expand its assets. The Bone Valley ATV Motocross Complex has been greatly expanded. The county's Northeast Regional Park has been expanded. The county's Simmers Young Soccer Complex now has synthetic turf fields. And the old Winter Haven Chain of Lakes Baseball Complex has been completely changed to what is now a beautiful four-field baseball complex. These and other projects are the result of a unified vision and strong partnerships between our municipalities, the Tourism Development Council, the Board of County Commissioners, and a host of sports-minded private sector entities. Land conservation in Polk County was first created in 1994 and reauthorized by voter referendum in the year 2022. Polk's Environmental Lands Program is the envy of many counties across the entire state. To date, the Conservation Land Acquisition Selection Advisory Committee has nominated 35 sites for further acquisition and/or easement considerations totaling 19,000 acres. And the Board of County Commissioners has approved all 35 sites. This type of citizen initiative and engagement will benefit the citizens of Polk County for generations to come. Community health encompasses a wide range of public, private, and nonprofit community partners, programs, facilities, and people who have a singular focus on the physical and mental well-being of Polk's citizens and visitors. The partnerships that exist today with and among Lakeland Regional Health, Orlando Health, Advent Health, Baycare Winter Haven Hospital, the Peace River Center, Tri-County for Human Services, Central Florida Health Care, the Polk County Health Department, Polk County's Community Health Program, United Way, and many others form the nucleus of a team with programs that stand out as one of the best and most comprehensive strategies within the state of Florida. Polk's Community Healthcare Program, what we previously identified as our Indigent Healthcare Program, continues to form partnerships across much of Polk County with a focus on adding healthcare services to our most vulnerable population. In just the past few years, service provider capacity has noticeably grown to include primary care and specialty care availability. The citizens' investment in their half-cent surtax commitment is alive, well, and growing, consistent with the spirit and vision of when it was first enacted in 2004. While public health care will continue to have its challenges, what has been accomplished in Polk County today and what will transform in the coming years will continue to make Polk the envy of many counties at the national level. I can't say enough about the community partnerships that exist today and that will continue to rally around this common cause. Just in the past 2 to 3 years, we're seeing new medical facilities across many areas of Polk County that reinforces the community's commitment to public health. On the affordable housing front, Polk County continues to recognize the basic economical and social implications to housing that is safe, secure, and affordable. Albeit limited, Polk continues to make important investments across a wide spectrum that we believe continues to make progress around the basic elements of affordable housing. Over the past few years, Polk has allocated millions of dollars in local initiatives to secure affordable housing units in the Swan Landing development, the Grove Manor development, and the Blue Sky development. In addition to these multi-million-dollar investments, Polk continues to use portions of our federal community development block grant funds and state housing investment partnership funds to provide qualified residents with rental assistance, home repair assistance, and Polk routinely demolishes and rebuilds entire homes. Collectively, I believe Polk County continues to use the funding tools in our bag to effectively target elements of our at-risk population in order to help with both short-term and long-term affordable housing solutions. Do you know how many states in the nation have a county that is named Polk County? In my opinion, none of these states have a Polk County that is a more beautiful place than Polk County, Florida.